Panicking? I'm not doing this segment, Jess. It's a stupid concept. People shouldn't be panicking after just 2 weeks. They should be making adjustments, sure, but panicking? I don't endorse this as a principle in fantasy football. It's ridiculous. You can't make me do the segment. I'm not doing the segment. Wait. It's week 3 of the Fantasy Football Survival Kit, and I understand that a lot of you out there are feeling nervous. I'm not even going to call you people, the people, my people today, because I don't agree with the entire premise of what we're doing here. The question this week was, which players are you panicking about? And I'm just going to get this off my chest right here off the top. You shouldn't be letting words like panicked or worried into your fantasy football lexicon. You should just be moving forward. Adjust when you have to, but if you're panicking, if you're worrying, you're gonna set yourself up for bad decisions, and that's the one thing we're trying to avoid here is bad decisions. So let's get into it. Let's see what you people, the people, my people, what you had to say this week. All right, first one in is Clyde EdwardsHelaire, and I actually really love the CEH, more like meh. To me, that's well done, that's clever, I enjoy it. I'm gonna indulge you a little bit on this one. I'm not panicking about Clyde EdwardsHelaire, but I'm absolutely adjusting my expectations. That's the key. We don't panic here, we just adjust our expectations. And so far, he's come on way under the expectations of the Chiefs and fantasy football managers. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's barely catching passes, and that was supposed to be his thing coming into the league. So yeah, I'm not panicking about this, but I'm definitely adjusting my previously very high expectations. I'm gonna give this one like an 8 on the theoretical panic meter, of which I barely agree with. So let's move on here. We've got George Kittle. I actually think let's include the entire 49ers offense in this one, because let's be honest, so far, outside of Deebo Samuel, who's been absolutely balling, the entire 49ers offense has just been okay. I mean, kind of hard to follow, too, in the backfield. You know, you got Brandon Ayuk barely playing. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo is playing like cookie-cutter football. Kittle himself is barely running routes on like 80% of Jimmy's dropbacks right now. So at some point, though, I am not freaking out about this. I'm not panicking about this. At some point, perhaps even this week, if they want to beat the Packers, the 49ers are going to have to open this thing up. Kyle Shanahan is too smart to let this BS continue. So I'm going to give this one like a 5 on the panic meter. Don't like what I've seen so far. I can be honest about that, but absolutely not panicking whatsoever. Next one here, we've got Antonio Gibson. And this is what I'm talking about, people. Let's actually take an educational moment for a second. The only reason people are freaking out and panicking about Antonio Gibson is a thing called primetime bias. You all watched Thursday Night Football. The entire nation watched Thursday Night Football, and they saw J.D. McKissic weirdly vulture a goal line touch from Antonio Gibson. Make a big play in the passing game, have a really good game against the Giants overall, and then you suddenly just forgot about the fact that in week 1, Antonio Gibson was the guy, the only running back really involved. J.D. McKissic did nothing in that game. So the primetime bias has removed all the positive indicators that we've seen so far out of Gibson. So I'm not panicked about this at all. He's going to score touchdowns. He's going to get into the end zone. The defense is going to get better. I'm going to give this one like a 2 on the panic meter. I am not worried about Antonio Gibson at all. In fact, you should go trade for him right now. DK Metcalf? Are you serious? People out there are panicking about DK Metcalf. I'm not going to yell. I'm going to really try to stay centered on this one. But let me tell you what, if you are freaking out about DK Metcalf, a guy who has seen 16 targets, the same amount as Tyler Lockett, just because Lockett is eating right now, you don't think that's going to swing back to DK's way at some point? DK Metcalf is a certified baller, playing in an offense that looks really good so far, and seeing volume. This is exactly the type of player that we don't freak out about. Like, if you're panicking about DK Metcalf after 2 damn weeks, I just don't think you have the fortitude for fantasy football. I'm going to be honest. So with that, staying very centered, I'm going to give this a 0 on the panic meter. Not worried at all. Last one. It's the worst tweet of the week, and no promise I'm going to stay centered on this one, because Saquon Barkley. It wasn't just you either. A lot of people sent in Saquon Barkley, and frankly, I'm embarrassed by the amount of people that sent in Saquon Barkley. Are you out of your mind? You're panicking about Saquon Barkley? You're being so results-based. I mean, this is a guy who literally said coming into the year, I don't know if I'm going to be ready for week 1. Certainly don't know if I'm going to be 100%. The team was even like, well, we're going to be cautious with Saquon. He might not play the full workload we're used to. What did you think was going to happen? Then you saw him actually go out there in week 2 and play 84% of the snaps. See, this is the thing. You can't just look at the box score, look at the fantasy results, and just get yourself all in a tizzy about it. I'm the one to talk right now. Get yourself all in a tizzy about it. You got to look at the actual positive indicators here. And that right there is looking pretty good for Saquon playing 84% of the snaps. So if you thought that Barkley was going to be the guy to start early, you set yourself up for failure. And that is what I'm going to leave you with here. In a moment of zen, you got to just be self-aware. You got to know what you can handle. If you couldn't handle Saquon Barkley being out there playing just 84% of the snaps and not getting all that work early on, you shouldn't have drafted him. You knew this was coming. So going forward, in the great beyond here, we're going to try to just be self-aware. We're going to understand what we can handle, and we're going to make good decisions. We're not going to panic. We're going to be centered here and go forward and win some games.